Good energy, as it always is on day one, but it's very apparent to me that the offense is much further ahead than we were this time last year, which you'd expect that. It's not a surprise, but it's good to see us in a much better place right now than as opposed to last year.
What do you think of the quarterbacks?
Very sharp. I thought all four of them actually. Drew Lisk, our walk-on quarterback, got some reps as well, but the top three guys look really good.
You said further ahead offensively, just in terms of knowing assignments? Or?
Everything, all the above. Execution, assignments, tempo, just everything. Everything from A to Z.
Tyler looks a little bigger. Is he working in the right direction?
Yeah,
for you?
he is. He's still a little ways off the pace where he needs to be ultimately, but he's made progress, and that needs to continue all during the time between now and the lineup on August 30th.
What do you want to see from Jack Tuttle during the spring?
Want to see him compete, take charge, have command of the offense, repetitive accuracy in the throw game, and today he was all that. I mean, he's dialed in. He is very schooled up on the offense. He spent a lot of time in the off season in these last couple months, studying the offense, and he feels today it looked like he felt very comfortable.
How is it working Gary Anderson in?
It's great. It's awesome to have Gary here. It's a big plus for our football team for a lot of different reasons, but first and foremost for the defensive linemen. Him and Lewis working with those guys should be a really good situation for us.
How's Tuttle's arm compared to some other quarterbacks you've seen or had?
Outstanding. Quick release. He's accurate, and he can spin it pretty good. I mean, he's doesn't look like a kid that should still be in high school.
Do you have a hierarchy at wide receiver, 1, 2, 3, 4? Is that what the spring's about?
Not yet. That's a big part of what the spring is about. I really like Bronson Boyd today. I think he looked good. Jalen Dixon looked good. Both those guys redshirted last year. DeMar Simpkins had a good day. Siosi Mariner had one drop that I saw, but otherwise I think that group is stepping up. And when you add Britton Covey, Solomon Enos, and we get Brian Thompson back, that could shape up to be a really good group.
Will Britton do anything this spring with you guys?
Nothing.
How much difference does it make in the offseason if you come out with a bowl win in terms of viewing last year?
It's a positive. I mean, it's certainly better than not getting a win. And winning the last two games, we were able to get the win against Colorado, so that gave us momentum and a positive vibe going into the offseason, for sure.
How does the task of sort of rebuilding the defensive front compared to last year when you had to sort of deal with that same thing with the defensive backfield?
Yeah, that's what coaching's all about. I mean, you got turnover in college football. It happens every year. You lose. Some positions are hit by graduation harder than others. And this year, the defensive line, we had three really good defensive linemen that were in the senior class, and that's what we get paid to do is develop those guys, those next guys that are coming up through the system.
Is Max Tupai ready to step in at that opposite end from Bradley and I?
We hope so. We'll see. It's going to be a battle between him and Mika Tafua is an outstanding player. Caleb Rep is getting better. He's only been in a position for a little over a year now, but he's getting better. But it'd be nice to see Max step up and really have things click for him.
What kind of depth do you have behind Moss at running back during the spring?
Well, we got Armand Shine.
He's fully participating.
Fully going, fully cleared. We don't have Devontae Henry Cole. He'll be out here doing a few drills, but nothing as far as contact or utilizing his hand. We got TJ Green, and then we got Wood, the new guy, Wood, the Viking. Let's call him the Viking. Yeah, looks just like a Viking.
Shine was the starter, obviously.
Shine,
Is he going to have a shot at that again?
Absolutely. Zach Moss had a terrific year last year, particularly the second half of the season. But a lot of people forget that Armand Shine won the job about game 2 or 3 the year before we got injured.
Tell me about your right offensive tackle, Nick Ford.
Nick Ford right now is in for Darren Paulo. Darren Paulo's not available this spring. We think Nick Ford has got a ton of upside. He's also working in at center. You see him at both spots, center and right tackle. And he'll just be a redshirt freshman this fall, but he's got it all. He's 6'5" and 310 pounds and athletic, and we think he's going to be a good one.
A lot of people are buzzing about Mika Tafua.
Me too. I'm buzzing about Mika Tafua.
Tell me about him.
He's a good player. He joined us mid-semester in the fall. Came off his mission in end of September, early October. Joined us about mid-October, and of course that would be his redshirt year. And so now he's in a battle for that starting job opposite Bradley and I. and he's a very talented kid. We're excited about him.
I was looking at your tight end situation, and I know Jake Jackson moved over there last year. Is Jake Jackson kind of your number one option right now?
Him and Bapa Falamaka are battling for that number one spot right now, and then we lost Chad Hicking. He went on a medical. Chad is no longer going to be able to participate, so he'll be in a medical situation where he'll stay in school and get his degree. But we feel like we're going to be, when all is said and done, we feel like we're going to get good production out of the tight end spot.
Do you think you're able, Coach, to sort of flip the field on a season by winning that last couple of games, and people look back and go, yeah, that was a pretty good year.
Yeah,
that last impression
left a good taste in our mouth, and we still had that frustration of dropping those 3 close ones to SC and Stanford and Washington. So that was tough to deal with, but that's football, and hopefully this coming year we can be able to win our share of those close games.
What adjustments are you looking to make in spring ball in order to prepare for the fall season?
Well, we got to develop some positions. Defensive line is one of the top priorities. Tight end would be a priority, and wide receiver. Those are the 3 positions that are probably it took the biggest hit with graduation, and so those are really the emphasis for us, are those 3 position groups.
Kyle, is there an adjustment period for a guy like Gary?
No, Gary Anderson?
Yeah.
No, not at all. It's just getting to know, the more he gets to know the personnel,
Yeah.
that's it. But as far as everything else goes, it's a seamless transition, and he's a great fit for our program.
Same guy as he was.
Same guy. Yep, same guy.
Coach, the decision to move Chase Anthony to linebacker, where did that idea kind of come from?
Well, we've been kicking that around for a few years, ever since his sophomore year, knowing that he was going to get bigger and continue to put weight on. He's close to 230 right now, and looking at where we need him most, where his biggest upside is. There's a lot of things that go into that decision. Nothing is a done deal right now. He's going to spend all his time at linebacker until we decide differently, and so we feel that he could always go back and play safety if that's what we need him to do. But the objective is to get the best 11 players on the field, and if putting him at linebacker accomplishes that, and that's where he'll stay. If we feel that we're a better defense with him at safety, then we can always go back to that. But for right now, we really like what he gives us at linebacker. He's got safety speed at the linebacker position.